Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. I am doing just great. So right here in front of me are some pretty much used up buffing pads. Yeah, these are 3-inch buffing pads, and as you can kind of see, I've used them a lot. Well, it's time to replace them. So they start tearing up on you. They start to kind of like lose some of their pieces and stuff. Now, the foam ones that are egg crated kind of, those are really nice. And I like to use them for more of the automotive stuff, trying to remove a small scratch, or filling a scratch and then buffing it out afterwards, and doing a little bit of wet sanding on it, and then getting it back to where the car has a nice shine in that area. You can hardly even tell that there was a scratch there. But using them the way that I use them is taking its toll and has kind of like disintegrated these guys to where they are pretty much not usable anymore. So luckily I ended up getting a hold of where I ordered these guys from, and which was Amazon, because they ship them out and you get them pretty much the next day. So I have a whole bag here full of all new. They didn't make this easy to open on these bags. I thought there was a part that you just tear and it happens, right? I guess not. Oh, there it is. There it is. So I ended up ordering a whole new set. Now this set here comes with doubles of everything, and which is kind of nice because the set that I ordered the first time didn't. So you got 2 wheels, the adapters that go onto your drill or whatever you're using. You got a couple of different of the wool pads, and the rest of them are the foam pads. Now they are mounted with Velcro, and they're pretty nice. I haven't really had any problems with the Velcro separating from the pad themselves. But you got some harder pads here that are used for basically your first cut, your more aggressive cutting creams, and then as you go into the polishing, you end up going down just like you would in sandpaper. If you're trying to get a real nice finish, you get a flat surface, you start off with the higher grit first. Well, actually you start off with the lower grit first, and then you go to the higher grit. This here, you start off with the more of a firmer foam, and then go down to the softer ones, and even has the like really polishing one. So this is kind of a nice set. I ended up getting this off of Amazon, and let's see here. I don't want to use a razor blade to it because I don't want to cut the foam pads themselves, even though they are going to get a beating. So here are your 2 pads, and they are nice too because they, compared to my old one, which is, here's the old pad that I have. This one here has a little bit of a cushion on it. This one is basically, the whole thing is kind of a cushion, but it's a lot more firmer than what this is. So this will work out really nice. And you got your attachment here that you put on it, which I don't even know if I'll be using this or not because I've gotten so used to this, especially with it being tapered to get into a lot of the tighter areas. This may not work out too well, but I may use it for some applications, probably less than others. But so we got our adapters, and these basically just screw on like so. And you really don't have to tighten them up, but you don't want these to spin on you. Like the drill that I have is a very high-speed Hitachi drill. This son of a bitch has got some torque to it. This will twist your wrist if you're trying to, say if you got an old house like mine and you're trying to put a screw in a wall or a bolt in a wall. We went over by my brother's house and we ended up putting up a TV, putting in the mounts on the wall, and I told him, be careful with this thing, it's got some torque to it. And when that screw finally grabbed into that wood, it twisted his wrist, and I mean twisted his wrist to where he was in pain. So he wasn't watching it. So that thing there, when you stop it, it just stops. So it'll end up loosening this when it stops. So I have to tighten this up a little bit, not a big deal. The nice thing about the other one that I've been using is that doesn't come off. It's molded into the rubberized plastic or whatever. And you can tell this is what I've been using. Now I do have another one similar to this. In fact, it is pretty much damn near close to it. So I got 3 of these now. And this one here I've used a couple of times, and like I said, I really don't care for it because it doesn't really get into tighter corners, even though it is angled on the sides. So now I can throw away all of my old pads that I have. And now this has a nice feature to it too, which my other ones did not. If you can kind of see these little swirls and stuff that are in this. This is good for like using wet waxes and stuff to where it doesn't get a wax buildup on the pad. It kind of goes into these little crevices on there. It works out pretty nice. So let me put these guys and move this off to the side. I don't want to lose this little adapter. Move my running pad out and put this over here. I also use a lot of these wheels here for doing buffing and stuff. They work out really, really nice. I bought a whole kit of that. They also come with a slight rubbing compound block, and that I have not used yet, but for metal, I would use those for it. I'm not too sure for paint. So next we have another smaller box of something that I've been needing for a little while now because I ran out of a lot of some of what's in this box. Go ahead and open this. Now I had to order some of the push and pull pots, so I ended up picking up some of these, and there's 2 per package, so I got 6 of them here. And I wanted to do a coil splitting on the Star guitar, and I found out these don't fit. So I'm going to have to either maybe put an extra switch on it or figure out some other way, because I need a long shaft because of how I cut the body and stuff. I didn't make where the controls are paper thin on the outside of it. So this here I ordered off of eBay and ended up picking it up yesterday. CTS long shaft, 500K pots. Yeah, there's 12 of them here. I go through these like crazy because I'm always replacing pots. I don't like having to use the old ones that are in guitars. If you're going to do a job as far as replacing stuff or making something look a lot nicer, might as well replace electronics because they're old. You don't know how beat up they are. You don't know how if they're trustworthy or not to be used in the long run. They could fail on you. So then I stopped over at my music store over here and picked up a few things. And right here for the, what did we call that? The Les Strat. I picked up some Tone Ninja tuners. These are 3 and 3s, and the box is not taped, it's just tight. There you go. Some 3 and 3s, locking tuners, chrome. Got another sticker here. And here's all the hardware that goes with it. So that'll be a good, nice little, I already picked the neck that I'm going to use for it. It is a 25.5-inch scale length. So I'm going to be using one of the necks that I've already got. Another thing that I picked up is, I'm tired of getting screwed of not having any screws. So even though I save a lot of the parts that I end up, stripping off the guitars and stuff like that I don't work on, or I end up changing and having spare screws, not putting a pick guard on, not doing this, not doing, and then you end up with some spare parts, but it's never enough. It's a lot of guitars that you end up working on have not tarnished screws, but they got some type of a film over them, and if you try to polish them off or clean them, it either removes the plating that is on those screws, so in time those screws are going to end up oxidizing and shit like that all over again. So I picked up a kit in the famous 3 colors: black, chrome, and gold. So this kit here consists of basically all of your smaller screws for pick guards, control covers, and whatnot. You have some screws and some springs for doing pickup mounting, pickup ring screws, It gives you a couple of different types of strap locks. You have your neck screws. I mean, everything that you would need as far as putting a guitar together and keeping it together is basically in this box. You even have smaller screws to where if you have here, here, and here, and this one ended up mixing up, so I'm going to have to go and sort this out. But here, here, and what's supposed to be here is now over here. The screws for mounting up tuners. So it gives you everything that you would need. There's only one screw in here that I'm not too sure of, and that's this side right here, which is a machine screw, a very short machine screw. And I'm not too sure what those are for, because I never ran into a machine screw that I needed like this, unless it is for maybe the 5-way switch, 3-way switch blades that, I don't know, but these look very, very short to be able to mount to there. So yeah, this is kind of a little set that I picked up, and I'll probably end up going through these screws. If I get more guitars that are refinishes and stuff, and a lot of the screws are oxidized or have their plating coming off of or whatever, I'll be using these kits, and they are pretty good. I ended up taking and trying to twist the head off of one of these screws, and it takes a lot of force to twist the head off. So I know that they're better than like what comes with some of these kit guitars. Some of these screws are, you know, real cheap, and it doesn't take much to twist the head off when you're trying to back one out or put one in. So these are a little bit on the better side of that. So yeah, I got my mess over here of parts. Also here are the Seymour Duncans. I picked these guys up, and these are the, it's a JB and Junior set, 3 pickups. So you got your bridge, middle, and neck. These are the mini humbuckers that will be going into the Les Strat. So I got those as well. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I got clear coat drying now, and basically not really much I can do because the neck for the Star guitar just cleared it, so that's got to dry. The neck for the green Les Paul, the one that I did the lace on there, I ended up doing a redoing the neck on that, so I finally got that pretty much done. It's drying right now. And the Les Strat is drying right now. But the only thing I can really do is work on the Les Strat neck, because I want to pop the frets out and make sure that the neck radius and everything else is good with that. So I may have something to do, maybe. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good one, and I will catch up with y'all later.